Alright, so it's fair to say no one wants to be poor, right? And the go-to way to avoid this is by having a steady flow of cash. The primary way to achieve this is by going to school, getting good grades, and landing yourself a job. Sounds simple, right? Well, no, it's not. This is the biggest scam you'll ever learn. I'll go for some of the crap you do in school just to have a chance at a job, and then the nonsense you must go through when you land the job. So bear with me. Alright, where to even start? First of all, let's address primary schools, right? Now, I don't remember much from primary school other than the punishments. And where I'm from, punishments come in the form of corporal punishments. That's basically like getting lashed with a stick or something. So you get to school late, punish. You get your work wrong, punish. You play too much at recess and you get sweaty, punish. Okay, so this one used to confuse the hell out of me. What was I supposed to tell my sweat glands? Like, yo, we have vocabulary next after lunch. Don't produce too much of sweat, right? I went to primary school in like '02 to '09, right? So I don't know if this is still a thing, but this genuinely made me hate to go to primary school. But the absolutely worst part about primary school for me was times tables. I don't know if they mistake us for computers or something, but teachers would be like, okay, learn your 2 to 12 times table, and tomorrow you would go over it. And then the next day, they'd walk around class with this big ruler, and I know you're thinking, yeah, they're gonna hit you with it. No, they weren't so bad. Like, they just used to use a ruler to like measure the length of your pencil. Of course, they'd hit you with it. What do you expect? And in the rare instance where one of the kids do turn out to be like a computer or something, the teacher would do something wicked like, okay, what's 13 times 5? Knowing that we only learn from 2 to 12. No, don't get me wrong, like learning to multiply various numbers off the top of your head is like a very valuable tool you could use in the real world. But you know why all this didn't make any sense in secondary school? Calculators. So all the literal pain I went through to remember that 5 times 12 equals 60 turned out to be irrelevant because now I could just punch it in my calculator and get the answer in seconds. So this is why I really started to like school. Not only because they never hit kids or anything like that, but there was just more freedom and the work was actually good, right? And for punishments, you got something called a suspension. This is basically where they give you a letter saying stay home for like a week or so. But think about it, right? As a 10 to 15-year-old, you getting a letter from your school saying you need to stay home for this amount of days. That's like a vacation. Because you don't have to wake up early in the morning, you get to lie down in your box house whole day watching Power Rangers. That's a vibe. But I do understand the punishment, right? It's like missing too much classes could be detrimental to you because if you miss too much classes, then you won't know how to answer the answer. Then you won't know how to answer the quiz. And also in secondary school, this is where you first hear about the permanent record. You thought the moon landing was a lie? Well, this have nothing on that. The permanent record is like basically a file on someone that details all their academic mishaps or whatever. And they say it's supposed to follow you for the rest of your life. So you fight in school, goes on your permanent record. You cheat on a test, goes on your permanent record. You relieve yourself on the top floor because when you ask the teacher to go to the bathroom, the teacher said, the bell doesn't dismiss you. I do. Permanent record. Now I've been to a lot of interviews and not once did they ask for my permanent record. Now university would be your best experience. It certainly was mine. Now where I'm from, there's this program called GATE, right? It's basically like a financial aid for university students. There could be some instances where you may not qualify for this aid, but I won't go into that right now. But the point I'm making is this. In university, you need some sort of steady income to be able to keep at it. Now let's say for instance I just completed university and now I have a degree. So I see there's this new degree in a really interesting major that would be in high demand in the future. And also this degree would go along quite well with my current degree. So I know what you're thinking. This should be easy, right? I have a degree from one of the most recognized universities in the country. But unfortunately, this is where the tomfoolery starts. Okay, so let me give you an example. So let's say you want to work at Santa's workshop. So you go online to see if there's any email addresses where you can send your resume to. But guess what? All you find is email addresses pertaining ordering their products or contacting them in case you want to complain about someone, touching you inappropriately while you are at the workshop. So now you look on the same website for a phone number. When you do eventually find one, you're either on hold for like hours or no one answers. But then you say, fine, alright, I'll go in and drop my resume. So you spend money for the trip to go to the North Pole. And when you get there, guess what? They say, yo, sorry bro, we will not accept online applications. This is another thing I never understood. There be some companies that are really understaffed, but they never put out any vacancies. And when they do put out vacancies, it's never in a public place like the newspaper or radio. It's always in some hidden website or a bottle buried underground. This is mostly with big companies, but come on man, you really expect us to read your mind when someone does retire? This is it. You finally get your big break. After sending in a resume 32 times, someone finally replied and gave you an interview. So you dress up all nice, you get that sweet trim, you get there on time, and you sit down. But guess what? You already failed the interview. You know why? Because you sat down before they gave you permission. So, am I interviewing to be a rockballer or something? What's next? You gonna tell me to roll over? So now it's time for the handshake. You extend your arms. You shake your hand too hard. No, you shake your hand too soft. Now the pinky finger touches other pinky finger and he has a problem. So all goes by and the interviewer says, okay, well this is one of the best interviews that I've ever been a part of. Now I'm going over your academic record and perfect grades, all A's, wow. A 5.0 GPA, oh my goodness. And you have a degree in the position that a company needs right now. But wait, what's this? Oh, you have no experience. Okay, I'm sorry, I can't hire you. But do you mind taking this survey for an hour just to... You mean to tell me I didn't get the job because I don't have experience? Bruh, I went to school to get this degree in the position that I need to be qualified for your company. That's how I have no experience, because I was in school. How else you expect me to get this degree? Well, I don't know why I went to school. You probably should have worked or something for the past 3 years. I don't know why I spent it in school getting this degree. What? So now I have no choice but to work at Chuck E. Cheese because they gave the job to a guy that's never even been in high school, but his dad is best friends with the boss. So in conclusion, just get a link.